Back with us. Welcome to the Wednesday. This is Wednesday morning. We're recording the show 10 o'clock for the Kenilworth Hollywood Bet Kenilworth meeting. Let's get straight into the action. We've got social media, Twitter and WhatsApp handles that are on your screen at the moment for you to take note and join us at any given time. Okay, so it's an 8-race program. It's bipod time. From the market perspective, there's been a significant move. Again, it doesn't take too much money to shorten a first-timer, okay? But there has been a move for number 3, Future Varieties. One of 2 first-timers from the Candice Bass-Robinson. This case, I see Devon Ashby's been given the ride and is now Darren Burrows this morning and is now outright favourite to win.
Clyde, this horse is fancied quite a lot. Showing great work at home. Expected to just about win. Of the race runners, you've got to include Mojo Man and Jewel Cat. Nothing separating them, and the drop-in trip could suit both of them. More so for Mojo Man. I thought he showed good pace on debut. Of the race runners, I would lean towards Mojo Man, but I would include Future Variety in all your bets. And then touching on the weather, the sun's out. There is a strong headwind picking up now. This is recorded at 10 o'clock in the morning. So take note, you've got to get a bit of cover, especially in the races over a little bit further.
Okay. So we'll make a note of that. The headwinds picked up now. Mojo Man and Jewel Cat, there's nothing separating them on that last run. The good thing about them is at least Outlaw King came out, and Outlaw King, the winner, came out and won again.
Yes, he won that Sales Cup race on Derby Day. And the horse that ran second, Clyde, in that race came out and ran second to Outlaw King. So the form is certainly holding up. I think Vaughan Marshall's yard is now coming to form. You can watch him in the coming months because he has been quiet by his high standards. On paper, there's very little separating himself in Jewel Cat. And last time Jewel Cat came out running, I was very surprised to see him thereafter get taken back, Clyde. And with his racing experience on his side, I thought that was not in his favour. Have a look at the comments in the computer form. Respiratory noise, the tongue tie gets fitted now. So of the race runners, obviously I'll put 6 and 7. I didn't include number 3 because this is pre-recorded and I didn't know that he was strongly fancied. So if you want to go wider, possibly include the main horse.
Maybe add this baby that they're backing Future Variety.
Clark, just touching on the wind. I don't know now that Dalpesh isn't a jockey anymore. Did you hear him? He says he doesn't. That's a lot of nonsense. The wind.
Really?
Yes. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Okay.
So he doesn't take it into account.
No. Well.
Okay. Well.
I don't know if he did as a jockey, but now as a racing manager, he says it's bollocks. Bollocks.
Is it bollocks?
Yes.
Good way. Well done, Bonjo. Okay, well, there you go. So maybe maybe it doesn't matter. Let's see. Well, everyone's got an opinion. Here's our bipod for you. Race number 1, Daryl Marie, or who? Darren Burrows? No, it's Daryl Marie. He worked out a bipod. Remember, he did say that he didn't know about this horse first time, a Future Variety. It's just happened, the move. So maybe you want to add it in. If not, there are the numbers. Use that. Spend 40 Rand for 10% if you want to. You're welcome to do so. And can you spend 4 Rand nowadays? You can if you want to, or no?
Yeah, we can take that.
And if you want to spend $4. Second race, let's get place accumulators on now. Let's have a look at what we're doing. It's 1,000 metres and 7-2 about number 6, Jury Duty. 4-1 about number 7, Axel is the second favourite. And 1, Swift Action is trading at 5-1. The Pit Puerta stable, I must say, has been in pretty good form. Pitt and Nicole, well done. I think they're having a very nice run at the moment and may have some sort of chance. Darren, let me start with you. Place accumulators, what are your numbers?
Clyde, I made this race quite tricky. You got a horse like Axel. Yes, he's got a reputation, but he's not producing it. Last run was good. The blinkers go on, drop in trip. Adam Marcus has Jury Duty. She should run an honest race. She's got Keegan DeMello in the saddle. I thought an interesting runner could be Persistence. Now, this horse has tumbled in the ratings and he's very capable on his day. When he ran third to Elusive Trader last time out, was only beaten half a length. And Elusive Trader is quite a decent sort on his day. Others to consider, you got to include Swift Action, Tuscan Gold, Palo Queen. So I made it between all of 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, and 10.
There are quite a few horses in there. I mean, if you do make reference to that horse, Persistence, Wyag came out of there and won. In fact, that form line's probably the only decent one from what I see, Daryl. Open race, this place accumulator?
It is open, Clyde. Interesting, Ryan Munger's riding for Andre Nel, and Grant van Niekerk is riding on the day. I don't know, have you heard anything?
No, and I do know Ryan's riding well, but same to Grant's had a super few days, so not
he
sure what
just
happened.
booted home that Sarki for the yard, so I'm surprised not to see him
I
on.
don't know what happened there.
Yes, Clyde, go back to that She's My Captain run. You'll see that Axel actually beat Jury Duty and he's 2 kilograms better off. So the stables come alive. Healthy respect for him. Jury Duty, another stable that's come alive, Clyde. Adam Marcus. They're doing extremely well now.
Yes.
Very little separating herself and Palo Queen. And then number 1, Swift Action. You can see 2 very competitive runs since returning from that layoff. Just go back to the 12th of November. You'll see he's 1.5 kilos better off with Jury Duty. I know he's out at the weights today, but based on that run, he's a player.
Okay.
So it's competitive.
Competitive, and so there are a few runners. Let's put PAs up here. Here are the numbers for you. You can take these numbers down or scan it away, whatever you want to do. 157 first leg by 479 by Banker 1 by 2368, Banker 2, 1 and 3, and at the last leg we'd like you to add 5 runners if you can. 1, 2, 10, 11 and 12. Catch Us If You Can is the favourite in the third race now. It's pick 6 time. It's 2-1 favourite. Darren, Catch Us If You Can, first leg of the pick 6. Is that the one we're going with, or are you opening up?
Clyde, she's had her chances. I can't give you confidence about a filly like this. She can win. I thought you got to include horses like Red Kite, Typeface, and Hang Out the Stars. Last time out, there was only a half a length separating all 3 of them behind estimated. So I thought 3, 4, and 5 have to go in. And then the Snaith runners, numbers 7 and 9. Fallow and Cora has done her best over this trip. She's run off Silver Links, Destined to Dance, Sarki. She's got to have a chance. So all of them have to go in.
So the estimated form seems to have a lot of answers, or doesn't it?
There's a few that finished right alongside each other on that run, Clyde. I must admit, Typeface was desperately unlucky. So judging on that, I'd expect Typeface to come up trumps. But I'm not convinced with that form line. Let's see how it goes today, Clyde. Like Darren touched on, Fallow and Cora, look at that form line. Now, Silver Links and Sarki. Then on that run to Destined to Dance, she beat the favourite. And I think he's 0.5 kilogram better off. Last time out, Clyde, she was slow at the start. Her best runs when she's gone up handy and in contention. So if she breaks well, I make her the filly to beat. Ahead of the likes of Catch Us If You Can, you can see 2 solid efforts with those blinkers. I respect her with 53.5 to shoulder. And then the Typeface collateral form line.
All right. Open race. Maybe there's a few more that you need in this particular race. Let's work out what we're going to do here. Race number 3. The guys have worked out a trifecta box, and that's going to be 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. On to the next race now. We're talking about the inside story here. Race number 4 in the card. Brett Crawford and Louis McArthur team up. 33-10 favourite. Vaughan Marshall's got that horse Promoteur priced up at 4-1. And one would have thought Promoteur must have a serious claim. And Justin Snaith has got Green Falcon, who's trading at around 6 or 7-1. For me, Promoteur, the right horse here. Darren, for you?
A tough race, Clyde, because it is like a maiden handicap pretty much. You got a horse like Prometheus. Now have a look at that last start. Inside Story was 1.5 lengths behind him, and now there's a 3.5 kilo swing in Inside Story's favour. Now Inside Story, when he came to the course, they said he's a proper horse. And on debut, he absolutely took off late over the 1200. And I thought when this horse goes a mile, he's going to win his maiden in no time. And he's still a maiden after 4 starts. Now, he has the weight swing in his favour and a 1 draw. And I think he's good enough for PA's first 3. I think he'll be right there. But if you're looking to beat Prometheus and Inside Story, it gets tricky. Green Falcon, first try over the mile. Rainbow Colours on his best form comes into the race. I've got a runner, Culp Forest. He's going to be switched off early. From a 9 draw, give him a chance and let him run on first time over a mile. But it is a handicap, and he hasn't got an official rating, so he has to carry 61 kilos, and Keegan DeMello has got the ride. So I thought an open race, but Inside Story my first choice.
Good, nice to see that you got a runner today, Cal Forrest. You got any runners?
No.
Nothing yet, but you're starting again, eh?
I enjoyed when there was sand tracks around, Clyde. I used to enjoy buying horses that are bred for the sand or did well on the sand, especially the Argonauts. Take them to Flamingo Park, the good old Flamingo Park.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, that's all behind us now. So, but I mean, you're not going to buy a horse for the turf.
Not at this stage.
Okay. All right, well, Darren Burrows has got Cal Forrest at least. What are you going to do?
What about a waiter to win, Sanika Clark?
Yes, we must think about that. We must get hold of the guys and talk to who wants to get involved. All right, Inside Story is what?
Very close to a pointer, in my opinion.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I think he'll take a power beating, Clyde. On paper, he's going to reverse that form with Prometheus. He gets the draw turnaround. He gets the distance. He's going to strip fitter. I think this horse is not going to only win a maiden. He's going to go on thereafter. So I'll be bitterly disappointed if he gets beaten today. The only danger I may, Clyde, is number 2, Green Falcon. I'm not convinced the mile's going to be his ideal trip, but they're trying it. Let's see how he goes today, because they have removed the blinkers. Put him over ground now. I think he could get the run of the race. He's going to just slot him behind Inside Story. If he's good enough, he'll run on by, but I think Inside Story is better than a maiden.
All right, Inside Story for Daryl. Otherwise, it can be an open race. This is the situation in this event. Be taking a jackpot, are we? Yeah, we got a jackpot. Good. Darren's worked it out, and you can see he's gone almost. That's almost the field, or is it the field? By 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. By 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. By 1 and 2. So let's hope that you've been following our Twitter account and our WhatsApp number as well. It's all on the screen for you at the moment to make a note of. @Waited2Win is our handle, and there's our WhatsApp number 0691643272. Okay, well, Raising Quinn's favourite for Candice Bass and Aldo De Meyer, they team up here. They're top of the board at 3-1. She's also got this horse Philosophize at Grant for Nickak's riding, who's riding particularly well. I must say he's back in form as Grant, is at 7-2. And then you've got Justin Snaith betting 6-1 or 7-1 about that horse from Foti, and then also number 7 Black Path for Peter Wrench, trading at around much the same price. But Raising Quinn or Philosophize, Bass is dominating the market. Darren, or is it more open than that? I know your jackpot, you made it more open than that, but if we had to crunch down numbers, what would you do?
I would narrow it down to horses like Raising Quinn. Black Path was eye-catching last time out, flying up down the outside, and she was only beaten under a length and steps up to a mile. So Peter Wrench could have a winner. Umvoti is alive on that good last effort. A roughie I included was Lucy the Pink. If she pushes forward for a change with only 52.5 kilos, we could see a surprise result and Philosophize.
Okay, open for you, Mr. Marie.
Yeah, it does look like an open event, Clyde. Umvoti, the computer form doesn't quite tell the story. Last time out, she was towards the rear of the field. She came 3 wide or 4 wide, Clyde. She nearly hit the front at the 600. And thereafter, she stayed on. You know that form line's been frank, Clyde. Obviously, Sarki came and won again, and then she went on to win the listed Cape Oaks. So I think she has to be included in all bets. I also like the look of number 2, Lucy in the Pink. With only that weight to shoulder from a neat draw, if she gets into the contest, I could see her running a decent race. Destined to Dance. I don't think we've seen the best of this filly. I actually think she's got more to offer. She's only got 52.5 to shoulder in her post-maiden race. Let's see how she goes today. I wouldn't be surprised to see her feature.
Okay. So there could be a few spooks in the pack, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, there could be, Clyde. I think this race could certainly throw up an upset.
All right, guys, let's put what the selections. I think it might be another jackpot. This is jackpot 2, and this is Darren Burrows again, and he's worked out all of those runners that are on the screen at the moment. The second last leg of the jackpot is making a 2-horse race, and for that person, he's spending 60 Rand for 10%. So don't forget, racing will be at Durbanville, Hollywood Bets Durbanville on the 7th of March. There's just a reminder for you as we move on to race number 6 on the card. Now it's run over the 1400 here out at the Kenilworth track. And it's at this point in time, I believe, number 1, Winter Pearl is not running. So leaves you with a field of 9 runners. I'll start. Darren, let me come to you again. Talk about Charlie Croker. I mean, 5-2, fairly consistent. Candice Bass, Robinson, Aldo De Meo, the right teams in place. They look to win a race like this, I would have thought, but because they sounded fairly bullish about this horse's chances. Would you agree?
That was a good post-maiden run when running second to Nevada King. I thought that was a decent effort. He's got to be competitive. But there's a bit of value. Horses like Catalea. Now have a look at a 1400-meter form. Second to Gimmy's Lassie. Second to Act Naturally, beaten a neck. 5 lengths off in the Fillies Championship behind Chow Bella. This filly, of a current rating of 77, don't be surprised to see her run into the money at a big price. Adams got Captive Moon. I spoke to him after his last start, and we thought, what was the problem? He came off the bit early, and he thought the blinkers are going to sharpen him up because he shows such good work at home. His rating is off the lowest mark it can get, and hopefully Captive Moon can bounce back because he's very capable with 52 kilos. There are others to consider in the race too.
Yeah, the Catalea, which I think is a decent price, that comes out of the Lady Silvano form, where Sarki came out one, and there are a few that represent earlier in the day that you'll get an idea by now as to whether or not you should follow through. Charlie Croker for me, you?
Yeah, I think his latest effort is his best today, Clyde. You can't fault him since being gelded. You can see he's ultra consistent. He cracks the draw. He's off a similar mark to last time. I think only half a kilogram more. So a lot is in his favour, and he's obviously improving. He beat Intimidator in his penultimate start. Intimidator placed, then he won his maiden, then he won his handicap debut. So he won 2 in a row. I think Charlie Croker is more than capable in a lineup like this. He's going to have every opportunity from a neat draw. Very little separating himself and Kariako on the ensuing run, Clyde, if I'm not mistaken. That was before Kariako was gelded. Now he's 1 from 1 as a gelding. He was never in doubt last time out with Christoph in the irons. I'm just favouring Charlie because of the draw. But I was very impressed with Kariako last time out. I don't think the race stops there. You do have the likes of Gimme More Time and Captive Moon, who's been desperately disappointing. But I'm just hoping Charlie can run into the top 3 for the PA.
Okay, well, Aldo's on, so I think that may well be the case. So let's have a look at trifectas that we've worked out for you guys. This is what we think you should do. Darren's had a chat and had a look at it. There are quite a few horses that he wants to put into the trifecta. He doesn't find it to be that easy. It's in fact, quite a challenging race at the end of the day. And Catalea is his shrewdy in all of that play. Catalea this morning was 20-1. Okay, back with us now. Let's move on to our 7th race on the card. King Regent tops the boards here, and Ketchikal is the second choice. But King Regent is clear outright favourite. Keegan DeMello, Glenn Cotson, 2-1. Can we put our head down, Mr. Burrows?
Have a bet. This horse will take a power of beating. Now, King Regent, in his penultimate start, I say he lost 4 lengths at the start. He walked out of the gates. And then he moved up like a winner and got tired, behind without question, who has come out to run 3rd in the Cape Derby Grade 1, under a length behind Charles Dickens. Now, last time out he ran well above his rating, behind Royal Aussie. Also moved up strongly, didn't quite see out the mile maybe. So the drop back to 1400 is going to suit from a 1-draw Keegan DeMello. There are horses like Ketchikal and Narina Trogon that are 7 kilos better off at the weights with him on that run to without question. But I can tell you King Regent is a horse heading to the tops.
Okay, well, don't forget he's the same horse who finished in front of See It Again.
Yes, came out and won the Derby.
Yep.
Clyde, this was... He catches the eye because he's on the upgrade at a rapid rate. Just the weight concerns me, Clyde. Darren touched on that run beyond without question. Now, I'll be the first to admit, yes, he did lose ground. And he should confirm that form with Kitchikal based on the ground that he lost. But Kitchikal on that occasion went to the front, Clyde. I think this horse is much better ridden with cover. And I think he's going to be ridden cold today. And with that 7.5 kilogram swing in his favour, I'm not going to be ruling him out. I think
it's a big weight swing, isn't it?
It is. Don't be surprised to see Narina Tragon run into the money either, because he's been gelded now. But I think Kitchikal and King Regent will fight it out. If King Regent comes up trumps, Clyde, you can be with this horse, because then he's going in the right direction.
You know what he's all about, yeah. He did. They were going together for a long time when the race you're referring to, Kitchikal and King Regent, up to the 200. Kitchikal was in front.
Yeah.
King Regent got to him, but then King Regent got the better and started seeming to gain the advantage quite comfortably.
Kitchikal today will be tracking King Regent, but that's if King Regent jumps on terms. He'll come from behind King Regent this time around. That's the way I read the race.
All right. Okay. Let's see how we're gonna. You guys decide what you want to be with, which one of the two. But Darren says he's not interested in anything else but King Regent. Up a straight we go, 1,200 metres. I bet 7-2 Rafif's choice, number 1. The Ryan Munger's got the ride here for Andre Nel. You heard Daryl Marie say he's not sure why Grant van Niekerk hasn't retained that position. He normally does do some riding for the Nel stable. But Ryan Munger, I must tell you, has been riding particularly well. Thought that his ride out Quebec side on Friday was particularly, on Monday, I beg your pardon, Tuesday. Too many days in the week. Tuesday was very good. So he's in great form. Touch of Grey, second choice, 15-4. In fact, that joins Mr. Burrows, and your stable, Adam Marcus, coming back to form.
Yes, they're in form at the moment. They won a grade 2, the Diadem with Bereave even. This filly, Touch of Grace, she had a bit of a layoff from August to December. I think he put her away for a while, and she came back with 2 wins in a row. She beat Applecatcher and then stepped up and beat Rafif's Choice. Now, Rafif's Choice was only beaten 3 parts of a length, and she is slightly better off at the weights. So they got to go in. Impressive winner last time out was Hier Komi Boki, beating Applecatcher 2 1/4 lengths. I thought a tricky race. You got to include a horse like... interesting runner for me is Where's the Party? Shane Humby's runner. I remember this horse winning at Greyville the one night, and I thought she was going to go on and win races. She's only had 2 runs since then. So quite a few have to go in, even a horse like Camille Claudel off her rating.
Okay, so there are a few. Your side of the story?
Yeah, I like Where's the Party, Clyde. Her first run in the Western Cape was over 5 furlongs, 1,000 meters. I think that's on the sharp side for her, and she was obviously in need of that. Then she went around the bend. It was a fair effort. Back up the straight, her rating's down to 76. I think we're going to see major improvement from her. Here Komi Boki, now last time she got to the front and she settled, Clyde. That was key because she has over-raced in the past, if I'm not mistaken. I think adopting similar tactics, allowing her to stride, I could see her follow up. And then Darren's touched on that Rafif's Choice and Touch of Grace form line. I even wouldn't go as far as excluding number 2, Ella's Delight. She is held in that run, but she's better than that effort. So I think this is very tricky.
And you know Hiriko Diboki well because you tipped it last time, if I remember correctly, in a nice price. So, but if it's not just about her or anything else in particular, well, then it's open. So based on that, from the gentleman, here's what the guys want to propose to you, what to do. And it's a Daryl Marie swinger box. 1, 2, 10, 11, 12.